You see this bar right here? This one bar cost me about 50 cents to make, and a batch like it has washed my family dishes, hands, laundry, all of it for the better part of a year. Now you go down to the store and look at that soap aisle. Shelf after shelf of bottles, mostly water and perfume, with a price stuck on every one. And here's the thing that'll vex you once you see it. Your great-grandmother never paid a nickel for any of it. She made it herself, from things most folks throw in the trash. The soap got forgotten, but it was never lost. And today, I'm going to hand it right back to you. Come, set a spell. Granny's got something to show you. Let me tell you what soap actually is first, because once you understand it, you'll never look at that aisle the same way. Soap is just two things that meet and change into something new. You take a fat lard, tallow, kitchen grease, doesn't much matter, and you mix it with a strong wood ash water called lye. When those two come together, a quiet little bit of chemistry happens. The fat and the lye turn into soap and a soft thing called glycerin. The fancy word for it is saponification, but up here we just called it making soap. Folks have been doing it this exact way for thousands of years. The old Babylonians were mixing fat and ashes near 5,000 years ago. This is about as old and proven as knowledge gets. Now here in these mountains, we didn't have a store to buy lye from. We made it. You'd save the ashes from your hardwood fires all winter, pack them in a barrel or a hopper, and pour rainwater slow through the top. What trickled out the bottom was a brown, biting water that was your lye. And here's a trick worth keeping. To know if it was strong enough, Granny would float a fresh egg in it. If the egg bobbed up with a circle the size of a penny showing, the lye was just right. Sank to the bottom, it was too weak. Floated too high, too strong. No measuring cups. Just an egg and good sense. So why did we ever stop? I'll be straight with you, because I'll not tell you a tale. There's no great conspiracy here. What happened is simpler and sadder. When the factories came, store soap got cheaper to buy than the time it took to make your own. So in about one generation, folks quit making it. The skills stopped getting passed down, and now most people couldn't tell you the first thing about it. They didn't have to hide it from you. They just had to make it easy enough to forget, and forget we did. Now before I show you how, let me run it through what I call the Granny Safe verdict, because on this channel, I'll always tell you the honest truth of a thing, the good and the careful both. The good is real. This soap is gentle, no synthetic perfumes, no dyes, nothing you can't name. It keeps the glycerin that the big companies strip out and sell back to you in lotion. It washes clean and rinses away into the ground without poisoning a thing. It's about as honest as a cleaner gets. But here's the careful part, and I want your full attention. That lye, whether you make it from ashes or buy it, is caustic before the soap cures. It will burn skin and eyes. This is not a thing to fear, but it is a thing to respect. The same as you respect a hot stove or a sharp knife. Handle it right, and it's perfectly safe. We'll get to exactly how here in a minute. Now I've got to tell you one honest truth that most of these soap videos won't. Pure wood ash lye, the old way, makes a soft soap, a paste, near like a jelly. It's wonderful for scrubbing, but it will not set up into a hard bar that lasts. The old-timers knew this, so they did one of two things. Some stirred in a good bit of plain salt, which firms it up considerable. And later on, folks switched to a purer lye you can buy in a can today. It's the very same kind of lye, just made dependable, batch to batch. That's the one I'll have you use for a hard bar that truly lasts a year. Same old recipe, just made reliable. So here's how you make it. You'll need a fat. I favor beef tallow or lard, because it makes a hard, long-lasting, creamy bar, and it's often free or near it from your butcher or your own kitchen. You'll need your lye and clean water. That's the whole of it. 3 things. For your gear, rubber gloves, goggles for your eyes, long sleeves, and a window open for air. Use a stainless steel pot, never aluminum, the lye will eat aluminum, and a cheap kitchen scale, because soap is weighed, not guessed. Now listen close on this next step. It's the most important one. You always add the lye to the water, never the water to the lye. Lye into water, slow, and stir. Say it back to yourself. Lye into water. Get that backwards and it can erupt right up at you. It'll heat up and steam on its own, so do it by an open window and turn your face aside from the fumes. Then set it somewhere safe to cool. While that cools, melt your fat gentle in your pot until it's just liquid, then let it cool too. You want them both warm, not hot, about the temperature of a baby's bath. Now, the amounts depend on your exact fat. So here's the rule that keeps you safe. Before you ever make a batch, run your recipe through a free lye calculator online. Soap makers call it a lye calc. You tell it your fat and weight, it tells you your lye. Don't ever eyeball the lye. As a picture in your mind, a couple pounds of tallow takes only about 4 ounces of lye and 9 ounces of water, but you check the calculator for your batch every time and you err on a touch less lye, never more. When both are warm, pour the lye water slow into your fat and stir. You can use a stick blender to save your arm. You're stirring for what we call trace. That's when it thickens up just enough that a drizzle off your spoon leaves a faint trail on the top, like thin pudding. That's your sign, it's ready. Now's when you'd stir in anything extra, and then you pour it into your mold. A lined wooden box, a loaf pan, even a cardboard box will do. Cover it with a towel and leave it be a day or two. Then you turn it out and cut it into bars. But here's the patience part the young folks hate. You have to let those bars cure. Stand them up with air all around, in a dry spot out of reach, for 4 to 6 weeks. That curing is what makes the lye fully gentle and the bar hard and long-lasting. Rush it, and you've got a soft, harsh bar. Wait on it, and you've got soap that'll outlast anything you'd buy. One good batch or two, and you've washed your house for a year. A few honest cautions before I let you go, because Granny worries. Always lye into water. Gloves and goggles on. Window open every single time. Keep that lye and the fresh soap up high, away from the little ones and the animals, the whole curing time. Don't use your good cooking pots. Keep a set just for soap. And if a bit of raw soap or lye gets on your skin, rinse it with plenty of cool water right away. Respect it like a hot stove, and you'll be just fine. Now, once you've got the plain bar down, you can make it your own. A spoonful of oatmeal for scrubbing rough hands, a little dried lavender or mint from the garden, a spoon of honey for a softer wash. And that grease you'd have poured down the drain, save it, render it clean, and turn it into soap instead. Nothing wasted. That's the mountain way. So here's where I'll leave you, friend. You were never as helpless as that store aisle wanted you to feel. The knowledge to make a thing better, cheaper, and gentler than anything on the shelf, it was your own family's all along. Now it's yours again. You can keep buying it, or you can make it. The choice is yours, same as it always should have been. Take care of the little things now. They're the ones taking care of us.